Home athletes, it's Wednesday, and we are doing our weekly interval workout today. We're doing 4 rounds total. 1 round starts every 5 minutes. We have a fresh round starting every 5 minutes. The goal is to get each round done in 4 minutes or less, so that you get at least 1 minute to rest before the next round starts, hopefully a little bit longer than a minute. If you find that, like in your first round or maybe a practice round you might do, that it's like there's no way I can get that done in less than 4 minutes, feel free to change those numbers, those reps to number. And try not to, if at all possible. But if you need to change those numbers to get done in less than 4, you go ahead and do that. The other option, of course, would be to kind of cut yourself off at the 4-minute mark. If you're still working on the air squats, cut yourself off at the 4-minute mark. But very important that you get a minute of rest between each round in order to kind of maintain the intensity and desired stimulus of the workout. Anyway, so each round, which again we're doing 4, is 20 alternating dumbbell snatches, 30 10-meter shuttle runs, and 40 air squats. So you obviously need dumbbell for your snatches. We'll be doing 20 total, 10 per side. Remember that dumbbell's coming from the floor, right between the feet. We start this movement with that big jump, right? We kind of send those hips back and down. We have those knees bent. We use the lower body to create all that force and momentum going up, right? We extend those hips really hard. We squeeze quads in the butt as we do that. Then we pull that elbow up high. I always liken this to starting a gas lawnmower, right? Kind of pull that elbow high and then finish with a punch overhead. And of course, keeping that weight nice and close to the body. So we're gonna go straight up. There's 1 rep, right back down again, switch hands, straight up. That's 2 reps. You can switch hands on the floor. You can switch hands in midair if you want to. A little bit faster if you switch midair, although it can lead to, a little bit of it's easier to get sort of out of balance that way. It's a little safer, it's a little slower, but also tends to keep you in a better position if you're going from the floor every time or switching hands on the floor. But it's your choice. So each round starts with 20 of those. And your shuttle runs, of course, hopefully you have somewhere where you can do shuttle runs. So these are supposed to be 10 meters long, which I believe is 32 feet, thereabouts. So basically 2 points, run across, that's 1, run back, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are really, relatively short little runs, which is why there's 30 of them. And then we end up each round with 40 air squats. Nothing fancy, just you squatting. Now, of course, we're always looking for full extension of the legs and hips at the top. I always like to squeeze my quads and squeeze my glutes to kind of snap everything open, the knees and hips, make sure I'm hitting that full range of motion that is required. This also has good carryover to barbell movements, weighted movements, right? If we're doing some, I can't give a good example, something like push press or something like that. But it's good athletic movement, kind of snapping, squeezing everything to finish the movement. Then, of course, at the bottom, very important, we're keeping those heels down, we're pressing those knees out. We're getting that hip crease well below the top of the knee, right? Well below parallel, each and every rep, every one, all 40 of them. I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and so this is our RX movement standard, right? This is prescribed range of motion standard for this particular movement, and all squats for that matter. You kind of squat, you're trying to hit below parallel. So part of it, of course, is scoring and making sure you're doing it right. But a big part of this is the concept of if you don't use it, you lose it. And I know I'm not getting any younger over here, 51 years old, just turned 51. And I know that because when I work out, I make sure whenever I'm doing any squatting, thrusters, wall balls, air squats, whatever, I'm always getting down below parallel each and every rep that I do. And now easily, whenever I want, I can drop down into a full squat without a problem. And I think this, while there's probably a lot of other 51-year-olds out there who don't do CrossFit, who probably can't do that. So part of the reason that we do this and we enforce these range of motion standards is the fact is so that you can maintain the ability to do these movements. You can maintain the ability to press those hands all the way up and fully extend those shoulders, that you can squat below parallel, that you can lift heavy objects off the floor safely, things like that. So part of it is kind of aging and longevity. One of the original concepts behind CrossFit is, giving people the ability to do these things and then helping them maintain the ability to do these things as they age and as life happens, they spend too much time sitting in office chairs and stuff like that. Anyway, that's my little sideline there. So yeah, 4 rounds. 1 round starts every 5 minutes. You're trying to get them done in 4 or less. Your ab finisher today: 30 butterfly sit-ups, and not 20, 30 I should say, 30 butterfly sit-ups and 30 weighted glute bridges. So butterfly sit-ups, of course, we have the bottom of the feet pressed together, we have the knees out. We try to keep that back relatively straight, especially as we come up. It's very easy to kind of punch that back when you're doing our sit-ups, and you're basically disengaging all the abs right here. You want to sit up nice and tall. Think about pulling your chest up and the top of your head towards the ceiling. There we go, down and all the way up. Trying to bring those shoulders just forward at the hips to get that nice big range of motion. And then glute bridges with a little bit of weight, working that backside. You can have one of your trusty dumbbells or a kettlebell or whatever, some kind of weight rides the front of the hips. Both feet on the floor, stay flat. Drive those heels down, hips up, give those glutes a good squeeze at the top. You're doing 30 reps right there with that extra added weight on front of the hips. All right, there you go, home athletes. Get after it, get it done, have fun, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.